But you got to have the courage to keep testing yourself. And that's what the test does. That's what the courage does. It gives you an opportunity to be able to overcome adversity. Because what happens in business is the same thing what happens in life. When you first started in your business, they say the most important time is between the first and the 5 years. After the 5th year, even after the 4th year, you start seeing the business starts taking a mind of its own. But the hardest point, me and my father built $200,000 business. The hardest part of the business was the 1st year through the 5th year. After that, you then went through all the trials and tribulations. So it condition you to be able to deal with taxes, and then condition you to deal with employees, and then condition you to deal with all the things that you're going to have to deal with to be successful. But most people can't even make it through. They give up the 1st or 2nd year. We got to have the courage. 43. Here we talking about courage. Don't take no for an answer. Can you read that? Page 43. Right here.
In this day and age, creative people have to create their own through their own business.
Pause. Hold on. Create their own financial success through quality business, product, and services. I want you to put another line on there and say experiences. We was talking about that earlier today, how you got to make sure that, if you're going to open up a hair salon, you want to do something with natural beauty, or you want to have a consulting company, bring in an experience. Make sure if you're going to have a business, create an experience, because that's what people going, even if you can't have a physical building, like we doing here, create an experience, a portable experience. You can bring your stuff in, set everything up. Invest in yourself. Number one thing, invest in yourself. The number one thing that separates successful people from normal people is hard work and commitment. Let's go back real quick. Create your own financial success through quality business, product, and services. So a lot of times we create the business and then we want the money to come. You got to do it backwards. How much money you want to make from the business? What is your financial freedom for you? Write that down. How much money do you need to make for financial freedom? $83,333.33. Hey, nah. Hey, nah. That's so important. Now we saying hard work and commitment. Write this down. Hard work beats talent, especially when talent doesn't apply hard work. Y'all want me to say that again? Hard work beats talent, especially when talent doesn't apply hard work. You can be as gifted. You can be the best rapper, you can be the best motivational speaker, you can be the best author, you can be the best hairstylist, best artist. Don't matter. If you ain't willing to put in the work, the hard work, the commitment, success will not come. It's a whole lot of broke, starving artists. It's a whole lot of people who got dreams. It's a whole lot of people who are slaves to their business. But the hard work, the commitment, the consistency, the grind, we're talking about the same pace, just like working out. Your life should be a pace. It shouldn't be stagnated. You don't want this. Oh, man, what you doing today? You around people who just, I can't stand around people like that. I can't be around that. I don't like none of my mentorees don't be calling me talking about what your wife done did and you trying to do this. I need this. This is how you want the pace of your life. Your Mondays, your Tuesdays, your Wednesdays. Now you can slow down a little bit in between the week, but then Thursdays, Fridays, you can slow down a little bit, but Monday come back up, you at it. Your pace and your flow has to be maintained. So your structure and your pace in life has to be maintained. What you eating, who you dealing with, the energy. Test your energy. When you feeling like garbage, ask yourself, why am I feeling like this? Who am I around? Did I drink too much coffee? Am I drinking enough water? Am I working out? You know, these are critical things because these are the commitment. When we say the hard work, we ain't talking about the grind, passing out flyers, and all. We're talking about the inner work. The commitment you make to yourself. The principles, the values you hold in your life every day. Every day, I give myself 15, 20 minutes, audio tapes, motivational, something to reprogram my subconscious. I don't watch the news in the morning. Try not to watch the news before I go to sleep. First 15 minutes that you do in the morning and the last 15 minutes of your day is the two most important times of the day. Your subconscious is waking up in the morning. So if you're waking up in the morning and you watching garbage, news about gunshots and how the world is coming to the end, South Korea, North Korea, bombings, Iraq, all of this. This is why people are stuck in this matrix of nothingness in their life. You getting up every morning watching that crap instead of getting up walking, listening to some motivational meditating. So that's when we're talking about the hard work and the commitment. I want y'all to also circle this dude, Napoleon Hill. This quote, opportunity often comes disguised in the form of misfortune or temporary defeat. Napoleon Hill wrote a book called Think and Grow Rich. Powerful book. It's a brother named Dennis Matthews. He wrote a black version called Think and Grow Rich, The Black Choice. And what they did is Napoleon Hill went around the country and documented all of these incredible traits that these multimillionaires and powerful people had. We're talking about people like, Ford, the Rockefellers, different people of power. And he asked them, he was a poor person of himself. And he asked them, he said, give me some traits of what make you wealthy and make you successful in life. And he took those traits from these 100 people and put them in a book. And it's one of the most powerful books out. And it talks about the structure, the hard work, the commitment that you have to apply in your life. And then Dennis Matthews did it for blacks. He went and interviewed Oprah Winfrey. He interviewed John Johnson. He interviewed all these influential people because success leaves clues. You just got to know what to look for. Page 44. Could you go ahead and read that for me?
All right. As you start your change the world, you become the dream that changes the world.
As you start building your dream to change the world, you become the dream that changes the world. So to live, to create, to inspire, me and my wife, maybe 6 years ago, I decided to stop doing festivals, stop doing events, stop doing all of that, and go into speaking full time. Didn't know how I was going to make that transition. Been on the road doing that old way of making money for a long time, chasing that money. And I decided to make a decision. And when we was trying to figure out, Malcolm, what direction or how do I position myself in the new marketplace as an artist, we came up with to live, to create, to inspire. When we created that, it was just some little small words that incorporated in my life and represented my life. But then we started to realize as we was kind of like building this thing, this brand started building and people started to follow it. And as they started to follow it, I realized that I started to become the dream, the grind, the work ethic, the principles, the living, the creating, the inspiring was just words, but the work became bigger than that. And a lot of times when you're working in your dream, you don't understand that people are watching you. That's why we talked about vulnerability. We don't want to be, social media that made it to a point now, we don't want to be looked at as human beings. We want to be looked at as professional people who can walk the walk and can wear that mask. But we got to realize the vulnerability helps us realize that we are human. And we got to use that vulnerability as tools to build value. We all done went through things. We all done had pain. We all done had defeat. So while you're building your dream, you realize that you become the dream that changes the world. Keep that in mind when you get discouraged. Page 45. What time is it? Okay, 10:15? Okay. 5 ways to overcome adversity. Number 1, have the right mindset. Number 2, stop making excuses. Number 3, have faith. Number 4, don't take no for an answer. And then number 5, don't make decisions out of fear. So, Demetrius, can you, do you understand that number 5, don't make decisions out of fear?
Yeah, I have fear. I have fear that myself.
What do you mean?
It's been times where when I changed my life completely and went in another direction, and then just knowing who I was and who how everybody viewed me,
Right.
and the respect that I had from everybody,
Right.
the decision that I wanted to make to do something maybe positive or go in another direction, everybody else look at me and still be who I used to be.
Right.
So the decision that I, like out of fear is like, but what if doing something positive don't work?
Right.
So fear keeps me maybe looking backwards instead of moving forward.
Right on. And then I want y'all to, number 4 is so important. Don't take no for an answer. People are going to tell you no. Me and my dad got a thing was stop asking. Just do it. Just do it. Just stop asking. We would go to festivals and, they give us 10 feet. We really need 20 feet. You know what I mean? We ain't asking for another 10 feet. We got another 10-foot table. Come on, bring that. Now we're going to wait for somebody to say no on the back. we might, somebody like, hey, they might even say, can you come in 10 feet? They might say, just come in 8. You know what I mean? But you didn't ask, and now they didn't told you no, and you ain't got no business asking from the get-go. So a lot of times when you're in your journey, you looking for somebody to tell you yes. Yes feel real good. Right. Yes feel real good. But if you're in any kind of business, especially any kind of sales business, when we was younger, we didn't get allowance. My dad had us selling incense to show us about responsibility. So the business plan, the business structure was 1 bag of incense was $1. We get 50 cents, 50 cents goes back into the business. We was kids, about your daughter's age. How old is she? She's 9 years old. We was probably younger than that. And Dad had us, we would knock on doors. We would go to African World Festivals. We would go to festivals, and we'd walk up. Would you like some incense? No. Get out of my way. Go up to another person. Would you like some incense? No.